Alright guys, it is time for us to jump into another episode of the manager's journey, still with Warsaw, still on 1920 gaming, still FIFA 20 career mode, and still loving it. Today's episode is gonna be about finishing off January. It's the third part of the January trilogy. We're gonna get through deadline day and we have a game against Peterborough. That game was going to be a 4-1, but it's going to be highlights now because so much goes on before and after the game. But before all that, we'll take a look at the league table where, as you can see, we're no longer first, we're no longer second, but we are in third. It looks like we're going to have to set up for playoffs. We're 5 points behind Portsmouth and we're 4 points behind Charlton. The difference being we've still got to play Portsmouth. We don't have to play Charlton anymore, so that one is completely and utterly out of our hands. We have a say in who might win the title, but I don't think it's going to be us ourselves. Unfortunately, we're still doing better than I planned at the beginning of the season. But to be honest now, promotion is probably the only way we're going to salvage this season after being out of the FA Cup now. A little catch up here from what was going on in the last episode. We got offered 10 million for Jackson, which I turned down but managed to negotiate 11. It's nothing against Jackson, I do like him. He's really well rated obviously for his age, but 11 million is just too much to turn down realistically for a club the size of ours. There's a lot we could potentially do with that money, so I've gone and accepted it. Especially now we're not competing for trophies at the moment. And as you saw a quick snip of there, we got Ito coming in as well, don't forget, that can play in Jackson's place. And as you would have caught a glimpse of, which you'll see in more depth in a while, I've put a shortlist together. There's wingers on there as well. So all these guys on the shortlist at the moment are free, so it just made no sense to be keeping Jackson when we received such a good offer. We're going now to head in towards the Peterborough game, just to see if we can get any more information at all on any of those guys on the shortlist. What I'm thinking of doing is getting the game out the way and then making moves for any players that we might want. Like I said already, we've already got Ito in, so that's one that'll be joining us next season. And we've got a gap now in the player training, which to me tells me that it's probably a done deal for Jackson, especially as I can't see him on that list either. So it looks like we have successfully sold him, but we've not received confirmation of that just yet. And McDonald is going to be the guy that replaces him. We're going to try and get his stamina up for next season because of him being so well rated already, so we'll get a bit of a head start with him. And Nicholson's gone up to 64, so he's catching up Roberts now as well. So yeah, that was a decent set of results for the training. As you can see, we've got some notifications that some of the players that we're after, and there's the confirmation of Jackson as well. Other teams are interested in him, like Adama, Traore, 11 million been offered for him. There's no way, even with Jackson gone, that we could afford to go out and pay that, so he's probably going to be one that gets moved off the list. What we're going to do now is, instead of Harrison being there, we're going to put Cam Sorber in. I might actually leave Harrison on the bench, so we've still got a winger on there. I think that's what we'll do. And then we'll go into the second team sheet, and we're going to put Cam Sorber in the team sheet there as well. Peterson's there at the moment, but this guy, Cam Sorber, he's made a real impact when he's come off the bench. He's enjoying a really good spell in the season as well. He's earned to start, that's for definite, even though we didn't have the best of results in the last episode. He still managed to grab himself a goal, so he's in good form at the minute. And like I say, he deserves a shot in the first team. And this offer, just ignore it because Hardy's not going anywhere. And we're drawing in now towards the Peterborough game. Like I say, guys, it's going to be a highlight package, that game, just because there's so much going on at the moment and there's so much still to do as well. I definitely think that we're going to need to improve. I didn't think we'd have to do that much up until the last episode, where we got some really bad results and struggled for performances again, because obviously we were on such a roll through December, January, until we come up against Liverpool. So we'll jump into the game now, I think. Actually, do you know what? No, we won't. We'll do some transfer business now, because some of the players we want may well be gone after the game. So we'll see what we've got to work with. And this is what the money off Jackson's done for us. So we can actually make a few moves now, especially with these guys being in the last 6 months of their contracts. So yeah, we'll go ahead, we'll narrow the list down, guys, and I'll see you once we've done that. So after some deliberation, guys, this is what the list now looks like. Priorities for these guys, I think it's going to be between Tomori and Fosu-Mensah, who we need the most. Then I would say probably midfield, even though Jackson's gone off the wing. And then if we've still got enough left and we're still feeling it, then probably Moreno. I would like all four, but we'll see how we get on with that. But like I say, those are the priority for the positions. I can't decide at the moment between Tomori and Fosu-Mensah which one might be the most important. But both of them will enable me to start playing a higher line, which is something I've been looking to do now since the beginning of the first season. We just haven't had the players to do it, so in the back of my mind, I'm thinking at the moment, Fosu-Mensah's really quick, Tomori's really quick, McKeith as a centre back as well, or a right back, because Fosu-Mensah can obviously do both, like McKeith. McKeith's still growing, so he can get quicker. We've got Giles, who's lightning quick as well. Benning's not exactly slow. So yeah, it'll allow us to squeeze up the pitch a little bit more, play a bit of a higher line, especially at home. So that's the thinking behind wanting these guys more than the midfielders and the wingers. So yeah, we'll see what we can get done. What I'm going to do is the two priority positions that I want, as you can see now, Tomori and Fosu-Mensah. We're going to go ahead and try and get these guys, and then we're going to play the game against Peterborough or show the highlights. And then on deadline day, so there's some activity on deadline day, if them still there and no one's pinched them, we'll go for the other two, Garcia and Moreno, both Man City players. But there you can see we've got Tomori through the door, so that'll be a nice little addition for next season. And now we're going for Fosu-Mensah, which is the one I want most on a personal level, just because I want a United player in the team. So hopefully we can get this one done. I'm guessing he's going to want very similar to what Tomori has just had, since they're both coming from big clubs, both coming from the Premier League. And of course he does want crucial, which goes without saying. We're going to try the 5 years again, just because, but I knew that he wouldn't go for it anyway. You have to try these things though. 2 years, that's fine. We're not going to be offering any of these guys a release clause, even if they ask for one like that. And now it's just talking money. And of course we have to make the offer. But based off what Tomori wanted, we're going to go very similar. See if we can not have him walk out the door disgusted with us. Keep fingers crossed. Okay, he's come back with something. It seems like we weren't that far away. We're going to remove that bonus and see if he'll go for it without it. He wants a staggering 42,500, which now makes him our highest paid player above Tomori, and they're not even through the door yet. What this does mean is, even with just getting those two without the two City players, we really have got to get into the Championship next season. So it's time for the highlights, guys. The reason that you're watching it like this is because for some reason the game decided it didn't want to show Hardy's goal. So I've gone in there and put it on myself. It was a decent goal. We found a little bit of room, stayed away from the defender. Hardy, as you can see there, looks up, picks his spot, puts the ball right where he wants it in the side netting and right where we wanted it in the back of the net. Then literally straight after, Morgan bursts through the midfield like he has been doing. Plays a beautiful through ball to Lavery, who he has been on a bit of a drought according to the press, but showed no sign of that there. Nice cool finish. And to be honest here, I thought we were going to get another one out of him, but it's a nice save from the keeper, I suppose. It was right at him though. And then, yeah, we just continue to dominate this game. Peterborough were never in it at all, and this year it was never going to be a miss, and that was indeed Peterson's first touch of the game. So yeah, that was a nice introduction for him. And the fact that the game's showing this as a highlight shows you what Peterborough actually offered in this game. We literally completely just controlled it from start to finish. We were unlucky, not to get more. Lavery found a nice little gap to have a shot through the two centre backs there, but unfortunately straight at the keeper again. And that would be how it finished, guys. As you can see, the fans are happy. Nice 3-0 win. Trying to keep the pressure on Charlton and Portsmouth above us. And that leads us nicely into deadline day. We've got a little message here already, but it's from Benin just to say that he's happy that he's been put back into the team, which he was never out of, so that was a bit weird. But anyway, everything else that we needed to do before doing deadline day has been done. So now we've got the two City players left, and I'd rather, like I said earlier, have another centre midfielder than another winger at this point. Basically because we're lacking quality. We've got numbers in midfield but not real high quality, which is what I'm hoping that Garcia is going to bring in. I could have had him walk straight out the room there, offering him rotation, to be fair, but again, you've got to try these things. There's a little bit less pressure on these ones because tactically it's not really going to alter the team, not like the Tomori and the Fosu Mensah signing. These are basically just players that would be nice to have in the team, and again, they're not going to be getting no release clause. We're going to try and get him here without the bonuses again. He wants more, and again, this is becoming a pattern. I think he's now our highest paid player as well, above Tomori and Fosu and Mensah. Again, not through the door yet, and highest paid player. And this guy, Moreno, can play left wing and right wing, and if his stats are on the right, he's gonna offer us genuine pace down the right wing, and I'm envisioning Cam Sober as the first team left, or Ito. They're both really quick. We'll have proper nice balance, agility, explosiveness and top speeds on both wings, which is something we've not had yet in our team. So this would be a nice signing. There's not a lot of pressure on the negotiations again, so we'll keep trying things. Again, it's just players that would be nice to have. Lorenzi on the right wing, he's more than good enough for the level that we're playing at the minute. And on the other side, Cam Sober, with a bit of training, could go on to be anything that we wanted him to be, I suppose. But there you go, we managed to get all of them in. What I'm actually going to do now, while I think about it, while we're just flicking through them, is have a look that all the players we want to sell are actually transfer listed, and then it's just about getting through, seeing if we can get any players that we actually don't want or don't need out of the door before the end of the day. And once that's happened, guys, that will be the end of this episode, and we'll be going into February. Now I mentioned that we might be going through month by month, but I'm thinking that may be after the next episode, because normally would do a squad report midway point to the season, which is where I feel like we are now. So yeah, we'll be doing that in the next episode. So it might be a squad report, one game, and some highlights to round it off. Not really decided yet. But at the moment, yeah, I'm just going through now, making sure that the players that I want on the list are actually on the list. And then we'll jump into the end of the day. So with that done, here we go now. We're going into the last few hours of the deadline day. Already 216 million spent. Unfortunately, none of them are outgoing players for us. Another hour passes, still nothing. Here we go. We've got one now. We've got a mail now. And it's a transfer over for Lavery, which is just not going to happen. So, yeah, you can forget about that one. We got players on the transfer list, but for some reason they decide to go for one who's not on the list. And there's no way we're getting rid of Lavery. I still feel my decision to leave him out at the beginning of the season and only use him as a bench player has cost us points that could well have us sitting on top of the league right now. So I'm not going to be looking to repeat that mistake. We got an offer here for Taylor. Rob Taylor, yes, you can go. You're one of them that I did put on the list. I don't think he's even played yet, but that's something that the squad report in the next episode will be for. We've got to start planning for next season now. And he's quite popular, as you can see. He could end up going back up to Scotland if he signs with St Johnstone there. 2 hours left now, and we have another. Things are starting to heat up for us at the minute now. And this one's for Roberts, who I have transfer listed. You'll have seen me earlier comparing both of the keepers before I decided to make that decision. We've got an hour left, and we've got one more bit of mail. And it's nothing, so we ignore it, and we got 7 now actually. The reason I ignored it is because it was players trying to talk to us about being transfer listed, most likely, as they do now. Training is something in the next episode that's probably going to change with players we've got coming in and out now. And yeah, we'll just go through these, and that will be it then, guys, for this episode. We've got Youth Academy report. Sorry, I'll get my words out in a second. As you can see, all of these things here are broken down. Not one of them went. Oh well, there's still the summer transfer window yet. And now our Youth Academy report. See, we've got another keeper here in Elliot Cook. Ewan McCall, another left winger. He's going to be at least an 82, which is insane really. And all the players in the academy, really, bottom line is they're all good enough to stay. So we're not going to be getting rid of any of those. If anything, we're going to be hoping to add to them. But that is going to be it for this episode, guys. If you did enjoy it, again, please hit that like and subscribe. And I've not said it for a while, but it's not changed. Anything that can be improved, anything you want to see done differently, are we going through seasons too quick, too slow, anything like that, let me know in that comments box. But that's going to be it for this one. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.